Mr. Babin is recognized for his questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My first question is for Administrator Bridenstine. JWST program cost issues pose a budgetary threat to the other NASA science mission programs, especially WFIRST, the WFIRST program. What is your assessment of the budget planning challenges for NASA science mission programs in light of the latest JWST cost overruns?
That's a wonderful question, Chairman, and it's something that that we think about and we worry about, because you're absolutely right. This cost overrun is going to be a challenge going forward. So I'd like to start by saying that right now we have a very balanced portfolio for astrophysics that includes small missions that are not very expensive, medium missions that are a little more expensive, and then we have these, as you mentioned, flagship missions that are strategic in nature, take a long time and very expensive, but ultimately make the United States of America the premier country when it comes to these kind of scientific capabilities, which we all like and believe in. When we do these massive flagship missions, as you just identified, and there are overruns and there are delays, it absolutely makes us, in essence, cannibalize some of the other missions in the future. You mentioned WFIRST. The idea of WFIRST presumed that JWST would be on orbit and delivering science. And so it is my recommendation that we move forward with WFIRST after we move forward with JWST. I think that's, now, it is true that we can do some development now. I'm not saying that we need to shut down WFIRST and we shouldn't do it. Right. What I'm saying is there's opportunity here because it presumed JWST would be on orbit. It is also true that as we go forward with this balanced portfolio to make sure that we are getting the best science that we can get in astrophysics and throughout the entire Science Mission Directorate, we want to follow what Ranking Member Barra mentioned, which is the decadal surveys that come from the National Academies of Sciences. So that gives us kind of our guidance, if you will, to make sure that we're not damaging our total portfolio to deliver the absolute best science. So this is important too, Mr. Chairman. The goal, when you think about 2019, there is some money that is left over from last year, plus at this point JWST was intended to be in operation. So we have the operational money that we can apply to the development of JWST. So for 2019, it doesn't look like we're going to need any more money. The first time that we're going to need more money is going to be 2020. Right. And that's when we're going to have to look at ultimately how do we balance this portfolio to make sure we get the mix right.
And our reauthorization bill actually specifies that before WFIRST is complete, we've got to have JWST on orbit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Also, for both of you, gentlemen, the Trump administration has included space as part of the national security strategy. Do you think that JWST development issues signal an erosion in the quality of the American space industrial base to our near-peer adversaries, thus negatively affecting our national security strategy? And are JWST problems signs of more serious problems with our space industrial base?
So there is a study underway right now that is considering that as an issue. I don't want to prejudge that study, but I will tell you the industrial base is something that is critically important to the national security interests of this country, and NASA plays a role there. Our scientific capabilities ultimately are for peaceful purposes. I mean, that's just the reality. We do discovery, we do exploration, we do science. That's what NASA is. That's what NASA does. We inspire and we educate. And so we don't get involved in national security directly. It is absolutely true, though, that what we do does help the industrial base, and the technologies, in many cases, can be used both for science and for national security. So I don't want to prejudge the study, but certainly NASA plays a role here.
Okay. And Mr. Young?
My general observation is that the industrial base is strong. I think that the problems that we're talking about on JWST are problems that we know how to solve. I mean, they're not failures of F equals MA or what have you. So it is, space is a one strike and you're out business. You don't get two swings at it. And what that really says is it takes extraordinary discipline. It takes extraordinary training of the people. And it takes a safety net that prevents a problem when it occurs, because humans are going to make errors from that problem becoming mission catastrophic. We know how to do that. The disappointing thing in what we're talking about here, to be honest, is these are problems that we know how to prevent. So my observation would be, yes, we should learn from JWST that every day in a one strike and you're out business, you've got to renew your focus on discipline. But it's certainly that we know how to do, can do, and it will be a positive factor not only for the civil space program, but also for national security space.
Thank you very much. I wish I had 10 more minutes, Mr. Chairman, but I don't. So I yield back.